So I wanted to make a video addressing this real quick because I feel like even though things are getting better, there's still such a stigma around like therapy and mental health and everything that goes along with it. So I'm just hoping making this video something I could look back on and I am feeling a little down on myself, and maybe hopefully like one other person can watch, because it's something that is still looked down upon even though there's no reason for it. I mean, start from the beginning. When I was 17, I was diagnosed with depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, agoraphobia, OCD, all these things. And the doctor I was seeing at the time really made me feel like, well, this is it. You're stuck with all these things and that's it. You're gonna deal with them for the rest of your life and there's no getting better. And I believed him. I mean, why wouldn't I? He was the doctor. He does this for a living. He'd know better than me, I thought, until I found my current therapist. And she's amazing, and she's very straightforward. She doesn't sugarcoat anything for me. But she did say, you know, depression is something that cycles through. It is something that I probably will have to deal with throughout my life, and tons of other people will deal with. But there's ways to deal with it where you don't sink so low, and that the panic disorder, anxiety, she's even like using those terms because they describe the symptoms and everything you're having, but it doesn't mean that you're stuck with them, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, yes, right now I'm dealing with symptoms of the panic disorder still, but that's only because I never dealt with the root cause the correct way. I mean, I figured out different ways I could, you know, like skirt by and make things work, which was fine. But this is the first real time I'm getting down to the core problem. And she fully believes, if I keep working with her, and I believe it too, that this will go away and it'll get better. And you know what? I really want it, and I've been working really hard for it. And I used to feel so bad and so negative when I had to tell people, you know, I don't feel comfortable going there because it's too much anxiety for me. And that amplified like tenfold after I had my son, because then it was, what's he missing out on? I don't want him to miss out on stuff because of me. I mean, that's still a huge fear of mine, that he's gonna, you know, miss out and it's gonna be my fault because I couldn't do it. But that's why I'm going to therapy and taking the steps to get better now while he's young, and I'm doing it. And I'm not afraid anymore to tell people that I'm in therapy. I find that when I tell people, especially like, I say older, but people who, I probably say maybe 40 and up, I found that if I, you know, just happen to mention that I'm in therapy or something, they get very uncomfortable and very like hush hush, like, you shouldn't say that, don't, like, keep it on the down low. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't. I mean, thankfully I have, all my friends are so supportive. Some are in therapy themselves, and they realize that there's nothing wrong with therapy. You can go to therapy for past traumas, for different disorders, for just someone outside of your friends and family that's a neutral party to just listen to your day-to-day. I mean, you don't even need to have anxiety or anything to go to a therapist. You could just go just to be able to reflect on your life and have someone to talk to. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I mean, even after I work past these problems, I'm probably still gonna go once in a while just to kind of reset, because that's what therapy is for me. It's kind of like a reset button. I'll go, I'll talk about maybe what I struggled with that week or month or whatever it is, and then get feedback. And when I come out of there, I feel so much lighter and so much better. So if you go to therapy, and you're a mom or whatever else, there's nothing wrong with you. It's good. It's a good thing. It's something you should be proud of, because you're going to therapy, which means you're accepting and working to better your life, no matter what it is and what you're working through. You are taking the steps to being better, being healthier and happier, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking medicine if you need to. There's nothing wrong with going to the doctor. There's nothing wrong talking to your friend or taking a mental health day or a few days if you need to go take a weekend. There's nothing wrong with it, and we always feel so guilty. I think especially as moms, we feel so guilty putting ourselves first. And something I always heard and always said to my students and other people was, you can't fill someone else's bucket if your bucket's empty. Meaning, if you have nothing, if you don't have any like positivity, like self-help, feel good, just being okay with yourself, in your bucket, you can't make someone else feel better or help them work through something, because you don't have anything left to give. So really, when I see things still in this day and age that talk bad about people with mental illnesses or going to therapy, taking medicine, it drives me crazy, because there's no reason for it. And I know sometimes on my bad days I see that stuff and I believe it, and it hurts so bad, because we spend so much time telling ourselves we're okay, there's nothing wrong with us, like we're better for this, and still we just see those, and it brings people down. So if anyone's watching this, if you know someone, or you or whatever goes to therapy, be proud of yourself, or tell them you're proud of them, because it's hard. It's hard work to talk about things that you'd rather not think about, or to go talk to someone else about your problems and just lay it all out there. It's not easy. I think it takes a strong person to go and admit when they need help. So that's you. Be proud of yourself.